Clean water in your van builds is either something you overthink or you underbuild it. And today I'm going to show you exactly how I install this 28-gallon over-the-wheel well ProMaster water tank. And if you're new here, my name's Ian. I'm building out this 2019 Dodge ProMaster to be completely livable in. So we're going to be going on some crazy adventures, and I want to bring you guys along with me. So if that sounds any bit appealing, go ahead and drop a sub and join the journey. Anyway, let's get into it. So big shout out to the boys from GoCode Overland. They shot us out this 28-gallon over-the-wheel well passenger side water tank. I'm gonna be going over all of the fittings, all of the mounting points, and more, so stick along. So I'm gonna go ahead and unbox this and show you everything that comes in here. Oh, so here. Ooh, comes with a little care package. All right, we got some mounting brackets, some straps. Ooh, I'm definitely gonna be snacking on these. Sticker and a couple little cards that came in here.
Good gummies.
Shout out to the homie Jake. You've got a couple 1.5" ports and 1/2" ports. As you can see, there is structure in here so it can completely conform around our wheel well right here. I'm interested to see how well it fits over with the low E and insulation. I'm gonna drop a link in the description below if you wanna get one yourself. This one is meant to conform around the passenger side wheel well best, but they also have driver side and a center one where it kind of has 2 structural parts on it. But all you gotta do is slide it over. And, whoa, just like that. So it fits nicely over there. I do wish it would go back a little bit more, but this is 100% suitable. So I'm gonna show you how to utilize this tank to cut 0 holes and use 4 different ports to make this tank fully functional. I am not a professional plumber, obviously, but with these specific tanks, you need to vent them. So you need to select one of these ports along this entire enclosure. When you fill up your tank, you're basically gonna be creating a vacuum in there. And if you don't have a place for the air to go, it's gonna start sucking in the walls and it's just not gonna work properly. And it's just gonna damage your system. So number 1, you're gonna need a vent. Number 2, you need to fill the damn tank. So you need to find a port on here to let water in. And that leads me to number 3, and that's you need to drain your tank. We've selected this one. We're just gonna put a valve right here. I highly suggest you do this one as well because you can just put a valve right here, connect a hose, and just drain it right there if you need to. And finally, number 4, you're gonna need to get the water that you just filled in here sucked up into all the locations that you need your water. So that means you're gonna need a water pump. With our plumbing setup, we're actually gonna have an enclosure sitting over this. So let me show you a little example. And they made little grooves right here so those straps can go along there. All right, so step number 1, we're actually gonna go ahead and mount this tank to our floor. So the hardware I'm using is 1/4" by 1.5" lag screws. This is what's gonna screw the bracket right into the floor. All of that strapping I mentioned earlier, so that's right here. It comes with 4 of these cute little water brackets. So it's got a little water droplet on it. And it's got 2 mounting points right there. And this little slit right here is for your strapping to go through. So let me show you exactly how we install one of these. So I'm actually only gonna be using 2 of these because of the enclosure I'm using to hold this water down. We really don't need to do one on this side, so we're gonna skip this one. But I will show you how we mount these. Now you're going to need a 7/16 socket head for these specific screws, and then we're gonna mount them directly to the floor like this. We're gonna be putting this other one on the enclosure, but if you don't have an enclosure and you just wanna mount this thing to the floor, then you're just gonna mount it just like this. So diving right into this side, this is the front of our van looking towards the back, and if you just slide it down in there. So first things first, we have our bracket in there, but we need to get our tank aligned to where we want it. So it conforms around your wheel well right here, but so I just pushed it up against the furring strip and to the back, so it's in its final resting point right here. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back into the van. So now it's level with this furring strip. We're gonna go ahead and come in here, and we're gonna slide that bracket right in there. So it's sitting there, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and mark on there and then just mount that to the floor. I'm gonna go ahead and take one of my straps here. So before you actually start fishing it through this bracket that you just mounted, you're gonna wanna take your other one, and this one's gonna be mounted to our 80/20, but we don't have that installed quite yet. So put this through here, just like this, and I'm gonna put it underneath the tank. Fish it through our other bracket. Just like that, so now you have all your leftover slack. So you're gonna take this and put it over your tank. Okay, so now where I have it where I want it, I'm gonna go ahead and feed the strapping through, and I'm gonna tighten it down, just like that. So once I get my enclosure here, this will mount about 1 inch off the ground right here, and then I'm gonna go ahead and pull it all tight. As for the other 2 brackets, you can put one on that side and then on the opposite side and do the exact same process. So I'm gonna show you how to optimize this tank to cut 0 holes. We're gonna be utilizing these black 1/2 inch plugs right here. So you can easily unscrew them just like this, and now get rid of that because you don't need it. Goodbye to that. We have these sealed up ports right here. You're not gonna need any of these sealed ports right here. When they did make this, you do wanna make sure you drain this, because I don't know if you can see that, but there's plastic shavings on the inside. So make sure you drain and fully get rid of this hatch. And if you really wanna do 1 hole, you could do the hatch up here. You can stick stuff in there and clean it. All right, so let's start off with something easy, and we're gonna do our vent. I have a few different items here. I have a PEX cutting tool, which we're gonna use to cut this. Braided flexible hosing. We're gonna use this as the vent, so we're gonna run it through here and out the van. So it also serves as a overflow. Then we have a 1/2 inch thread with a barb fitting on the other end, so we're gonna screw that in there. Some Teflon tape for wraps, and then we got our pipe dope. So we're gonna be using this to seal this little hole right here. Forgot to mention, we'll also need a big wrench. So we're gonna take our pipe dope. First, we're actually gonna do our Teflon tape. So there is a specific way you're gonna wanna do this. So you're gonna wanna put this on clockwise. So as you tighten it, it makes the tape tighter. So 4 wraps. There's our little fixture going right here. You go ahead and thread it on in there, making sure not to cross thread anything. No need to make it too tight, that's solid. All right, so we're gonna wipe off all the excess. All right, so now that we got it on there, we're gonna put this right on top of that. So we're just gonna fish this through the bottom. I'll show you what it looks like on the side. So with these, you actually want to loop it up before you go out of the van, just so you're not constantly dripping and losing water. So you're gonna come up through here, come up and over. So right here at the bottom of the ProMaster, I poked out this vent, and you will see right here, you can feed that vent through this little tube right here. So it'll just sit here and start draining water over time. So let me show you it poking through. So now I'm gonna take this little gasket thing right here, and I'm gonna take the vent, poke that right back over it, put it back into place. This is one of those things where you would never ever think about it. You don't want this thing sticking out, so we're gonna go ahead and... So now you can go ahead and cut this excess off. And we wanna make sure there's a loop going up here above the tank. So if you do have water sloshing around and going all the way through there, you also now have it as an overflow and a vent. So make sure you loop it up like this. And now we're gonna go ahead and grab a ring clamp, and we're gonna clamp this to our 1/2 inch barb fitting. I had forgot to mention one of these little worm clamps. So we're gonna go ahead and put this on just like this. Put it around there, and then go ahead and attach it directly to the barb fitting. So you're gonna wanna give it a little bit of space as well. So you don't want it directly up against the fitting. Pull it a little bit off the side, just like that, and you can clamp it down and you have your vent. So now I'm gonna go ahead and tighten this down, and then we're gonna move on to our drain. All right, since we're right here, we may as well do the drain. So we got this off of Amazon, pipe dope, Teflon tape, and we have a 1/2 inch to 1/2 inch PVC nipple. So it's basically gonna go in just like this. This is gonna connect to this, and this is gonna connect to this port. All right, so we are going to now take our nipple and wrap it in some Teflon tape. Just nice mustard. Thread this guy on there. Careful not to cross thread her. We're not gonna overdo it. So the reason why we're doing this before we install the tank is because this does not have enough clearance. Fully, right there. And there we go, now we have a drain. All right, so here's everything you're gonna need for your fill port, which is gonna be going right here on this last one. Funny enough, the one that I cut off of the vent is exactly enough to get to the front of the tank. So I'm gonna go ahead and run this from the front and then clamp it down with one of these worm clamps. Same thing that we did on the vent. And then pops right into there. So we're gonna leave all this extra right there. All right, fill port is on. So that'll go right there. Okay, so here's our final port that we're gonna be putting on, and this is our pump port. So we have a 1/2 inch to 1/2 inch nipple, and then a 1/2 inch to female nipple. So this one's gonna go in like that, and then we're gonna put this one there, and then we're gonna attach our SureFlow silencing braided flexible tubing directly to that while using pipe dope and Teflon tape. We're gonna attach this to this first. Attaching the silencer. So now we have our silencer that will go up into our water pump system. So that's all there is to make connections to your water tank. Now there is this other product we bought, which is a tank sensor that you place on top of it and it will send waves through to measure your water level. So I'm gonna give you guys one last rundown with our enclosure on top of it so I can show you how our system is gonna work. All right, so here is our enclosure sitting on top of it. So it's gonna be holding it down and then we're gonna be mounting it with this bracket right here. So this will be gauging our water level. So here's our vent connection right there. So we have an isolating valve. So if we need to drain it, boom. So we'll connect a hose to this. So if we ever need to drain our tank, it will shoot right out the back. So here's our water pump and accumulator. So this is where our pump is gonna be sucking the water in. So if we come down here, this is where our water pump inlet is going to go. And if we grab the other end of our braided hosing, we will connect it directly to this. So then it will pump water into our whole system. So we have our water heater already sitting here. Over there we have our fresh water in with the hose clamp. And then we're gonna be wrapping it around through the back. And then we'll have our water fill go all the way to the end here, and it will connect directly to our water fill inlet. So that's all there is to connecting all of your ports. I hope this was valuable and helpful. In the next coming videos, I'm going to be doing our full plumbing install, and that's gonna go more in depth on the components, testing for leaks, all the PEX and crimping, and all of the other components related to that. So stay tuned, drop a sub, and follow the journey. I'll see you guys next video.